Hi, Rosedale Roadrunners. Welcome to the Principal Connection for August 2020. I am Miss Pear. I am your principal, and I want to welcome you to the 2021 school year, a year like no other. At Rosedale, our mission is to build a learning community where all are committed to helping students reach their academic and social potential in a nurturing, inclusive, diverse, and collaborative learning environment. Rosedale Roadrunners, we have open hearts and open minds, and that is our theme for this year. So, a little bit about myself. I am Miss Pear. This is my second year as principal here at Rosedale and my fifth year as principal, my 23rd year in education. This is my first year as a digital learning principal. Mrs. Loskos is our assistant principal. She has been here for 4 years. This is her 7th year in the Saugus School District and her 26th year in education. This is also her first year in digital learning as an assistant principal. Just want to give you a little message to start saying that you are enough. What you do every day, the amount of attention that you can give to digital learning, it is enough. We know that you are out there doing your best, and we know that you love and care for your kids, and you want nothing more for them than to get a great education, and we want that too. And so we know that you are doing all that you can to make sure that happens, and I assure you that we will do as much as we can to make sure that happens. So this is real school. Even though we are teaching and learning in a different way, many things are the same. Some things that are the same. Attendance. We expect every student to show up every day, and we expect them to show up during the live teaching and for them to do their independent work during the asynchronous time, that online time where they're not with the teacher. If your child has to be absent for whatever reason from either one of those, please make sure you give the office a call and let them know. Okay? Otherwise, you will get a call from Diane wondering, how come your child isn't at school today? Something else that is similar is the routines. We start school the same time every day. Just check out your teacher's schedule so you know when that is. There are breaks planned. Think of those as recess. We have the same minutes of teaching now as we did when students were here at school, and we adhere to those minutes. End of the day of the school day should be the same. Have a start time and an end time for your students, and we'll talk about schedules in a minute. And if needed, make sure that you do, I forgot what I was going to say. Make sure you have a check-in time at night. So the school ends at 3 o'clock, but maybe you set aside a time to go over your students' materials at the end of your day when you return home from work or whatever, so that you can make sure you're checking up on what your child is doing each day. So this is school, and we are expecting, we still have instruction just like we would as if they were here in school, right? So that is our live teaching time, and every teacher is doing it a little bit differently of their times and how much time they're spending during the day during live teaching, but every student should get at least 1 hour of live interaction with a teacher every single day. That looks different for every teacher. And then every student should be doing asynchronous work. That's the independent practice. That's individualized instruction, which will be coming with our iReady program. It also includes our music, our PE, our art, science, and social studies, which will all be coming. If it hasn't already, it will be coming. Teachers are adding everything on as they get comfortable and reach the next level of what they're able to handle for a school day. All students are going to be taking assessments. The first assessment that they are taking is the iReady Diagnostic Assessment. That is going to show us what gaps, if any, that children have in learning, and our iReady is going to help us meet those gaps along with the live teaching each day. And then teachers are going to be doing formative assessments, just as if they would be doing if students were here at school. And those formative assessments are checking for understanding to make sure they have learned the new material and are ready to move on. Another thing that is similar to regular school, as if they were here, is our grading. So grading, it should say for 3rd through 6th grade, gets actual letter grades. TK through 2nd grade, they get effort and proficiency level grades. But more importantly, learning is more important than the grade. So please focus on, did the child learn the material? Are they making improvements? You know, grading in elementary school, well, it's not going to affect them if they get into college, right? So, you know, you can use it as a little bit of measurement, but what you really want to notice is, are they learning the material? Is learning happening? Let's talk a little bit about mistakes. So mistakes are proof we are trying. Correcting mistakes are proof that we are growing. Students need to know and understand that mistakes happen, and everyone makes mistakes and we all grow from them. So the struggle is real. A little reference here to our PRIDE expectations. If you're new to Rosedale, you may not have heard of PRIDE yet. PRIDE stands for perseverance, respect, integrity, dependability, and effort. And these are the characteristics that we really try to teach our students to live by and to follow. And we expect them to do that during digital learning also. Effort. So encourage your child to do hard things. Students get frustrated when things get hard. Some students aren't even used to things getting hard. School is always easy, but we don't want that to be the case. We want them to always have to try and learn something new, right? So they need to put in the effort, and you need to let them struggle a little bit. We want students to persevere through these difficult times and through this difficult learning. That will help them grow. And we won't know, this is important, parents, are you listening? We won't know what they don't know if you do their work. It's called integrity, right? We need to let them try the hard things, to make the mistake, for the teacher to see that mistake, and then they will know how to help them. If you are doing the writing for them, if you are helping too much in math, we're not going to know what they need to know. So try to take a step back and let them make those mistakes and just encourage them. It's going to get hard. Give them encouragement and let them know, just keep going, keep trying. One thing that you could do to help this would be, at the end of that day, ask them some questions. Ask them about what was easy for them during that school day. And then ask them about their mistakes. What mistakes did they make? Cheer for those mistakes and let them know that you believe in them and that you know that mistakes helps in growth. How to navigate a classroom at home. There are 3 really important things to remember. You need a schedule, you need clear expectations, and you need reinforcers. So establish a routine so that you get up every day, they get dressed, brush their teeth, eat breakfast, go to that space where school happens. That's not a couch, that's not a lounge chair, that's not in the middle of the kitchen. A designated space for school. Create a visual so the students know live teaching is from this time to this time. I get a recess at this time. Live teaching happens. Then I have lunch. Then I do my independent practice. They need to see it. And then make sure you schedule in some fun in between all of that, right? Here's just a really quick checklist that we added here so that you could use it to help set up the morning routine, how to prepare a work area, and how to maintain focus throughout the day. You could refer to this and stop and pause and read it on your own. Clear expectations help to lessen anxiety. If the students understand what you expect from them, they won't be wondering all the time and worried about making those mistakes, right? If you set up clear expectations, you will know what the students' strengths are and what their weaknesses are, where you need to help and where you are able to let them just be independent. And then you need to establish a reinforcement system to continue those positive behaviors. So, what is a reinforcer? A reinforcer increases the likelihood that the preferred behavior will continue or increase. Some parents and people out there might think reinforcers are like bribery, but they're not. When you are at work and your boss tells you you're doing a good job, then you know, oh, I'm going to continue to do that. You have to think of reinforcers as that. Here's some ideas for you. So there's an observed behavior occurs. So they do something that you're super proud of them. They finish their work. They attain their attention during live teaching. They come to you about a question. The things that you want to happen are the observed behaviors, right? Now, the important thing is don't wait until things go wrong to start a reinforcement system. Start it before things go wrong and set up those clear expectations. And then token systems work. And a token system can be simply tally marks. Every time you see them following your expectations, they get a tally mark. It can be little pictures that they earn on a little Velcro card that they can add on when they're following your expectations. And then once they reach their goal, say the goal is 5 tally marks in a school day, then they earn a reward. You can do it reinforcers hourly, minutes. Some do it by the end of the day. It just depends on the age of your child and their attention span and how much you want to get out of them in a day. Important that kids feel like they have a choice in those rewards. So if you start with choosing 5 things that you know I could follow through with, say examples on the screen are they get ice cream, a dessert, they get to choose dinner, they don't have to do chores for the day, game night, or extra time playing games outside or whatever it happens to be. So you choose 5. When they reach their 5 tokens, say, they get to choose one of those and then they get their reward. Be consistent. It's so easy to have things going well, and you forget to give them those rewards or those high fives, those claps, those cheers. And then once you forget to do that, it will all fall apart. So being consistent is the key. All right, let's talk about some struggles that we know we're all having. So one struggle we know is the Wi-Fi issues. They're everywhere. Every parent has them throughout the day. Every student has them throughout the day. Our teachers have them throughout the day. We need to show patience and grace for these issues. These are things that we do not have control over, right? And it is something that really frustrates the teachers because they like to have this control, right? But Wi-Fi is something we can't control. Some things you can do to help Wi-Fi is to cut down the number of devices that are using the Wi-Fi at one time if possible. So if you've got cell phones at home, if you shut off the Wi-Fi on your cell phone while your child is doing live teaching, that will free up some bandwidth. Also, what helps sometimes is to shut down the computer completely. Hold that shutdown button for 10 seconds, let it clear itself, turn it back on. Sometimes that helps. And if you really are having a lot of trouble, call your Wi-Fi provider and see about what they can do to help you get more bandwidth. also the struggle is real in remembering we can see you and we can hear you. Some parents are forgetting about that. So it's important that when you set up your child's workstation, make it in a place where there is nothing in the background. Dinner isn't being made, siblings aren't walking around behind. Put a wall behind your child so that things can't happen behind them, that you forget that other people can see, and we can hear you. So if your child is on live instruction and they may be muted at the moment and you think they're muted, but then the teacher calls on them and then you're on your cell phone and you're talking, we can hear your conversation. So be mindful of, we can see you and we can hear you. Okay. All right. Some things we can look forward to coming up soon is more information on our behavior expectations. We're going to be working on what that looks like during this digital learning time, and we're going to start seeing how we can have kids rewarded for following those pride expectations. You'll hear more information about that. We will be starting our student leadership coming up in the next few weeks. And once that gets rolling, we will start our weekly broadcast. And if you were with us in the spring, you'll remember what that looks like. And we are full into our kindness campaign. We will continue that this year. And remember, everyone wearing their kindness shirts on Wednesdays. And then look for information about our PTA and how you can help out on our PTA. Rosedale Roadrunners, together we can do more. I can't do this by myself. Teachers can't do that by themselves. Our staff can't do this by themselves. We need you, we need the students, and together, when we come together, we will do more. If you have any questions, you can reach me at my email address is at the bottom there. And of course, on Parent Square, Mrs. Loskos' email address is there. So if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Another way that you can get our attention if you have questions is on our Friday form. The Friday form is sent out to you every Friday. It has all you need to do is say yes or no, whether your student was engaged in learning on those days. And then there's a comment box, and we do read those comments and pass comments on to teachers also. So you can also use that as a form of communication. So thank you for listening today, and know that more Principal Connections will be coming up in the next few months. And if you join me live, you will be able to ask questions during that time. Again, thank you, and I hope you have enjoyed this little tutorial.